Hello YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamel, and in today's video we are going to complete the paycheck budget tracker for this week. We received income today, which is the 10th, from one of our 9-to-5s, for my husband's 9-to-5, and we're going to fill out our actual numbers. So we projected $2,400 and we were pretty much on the money. We received $24,36.16, and of course the bonus was $400, like I mentioned. And then the rollover was a bit of a debacle yesterday. I initially arrived at $130.14 as a rollover from the last pay period, but because we had some unbudgeted personal expenses, and there was eating out one day on the 5th, these categories were unbudgeted, unaccounted for, and so to combat these charges, I decided to use the rollover money for it, along with the $50 I set aside, our budgeted for household, because we didn't really use it for household. We didn't use it at all. So the household budget and the rollover together is what I use to deal with these unbudgeted expenses. And so what was left over was the actual rollover amount. So, and that dollar amount was $26.14. And I explained this in yesterday's video, I think. Yeah, yesterday's video, $26.14. So let's add all this up to see what we have. So $26.14 plus $400 plus $24.36.16. So that's $28.62.30. So a little under, by $91 and some change. It's okay, because that just means our final number here will be less that amount. So we set aside the $1,100 for the mortgage, and all of these numbers were the same because the Amazon, we rounded it up to 164, it's 163 and some change. Same, we rounded it up to an even dollar, rounded it up to an even dollar, capital one. So everything is rounded up. And so we paid these amounts. 164, 60, 87, 160, 110, 152, 46, 166, 27, and then 30. There are some fixed expenses that we can't round up on, like subscription charges, and I think there is a utility that doesn't allow me to round up, but for the most part, this is all consumer debt, and the Affirm is 30, but it's consumer debt too, but the actual payment is 30. But all of these, we can pay what we want, so we just round it up to the nearest dollar. So if we add all that up, which that should, since that matches, that's still going to be 2102. and make sure you guys are in frame. So that's gonna be 2102. So we will subtract that number from 2862.30. 2862.30. Whoops. So that leaves me with 760.30. I'm sorry that I keep taking you guys out of frame. 760.30. So we'll bring that down here. And this was originally household, but I'm gonna take this off because we didn't use it for household. We use it for personal. I'll just say personal. Oh, shoot. I'm just so distracted. Personal expense. That's what we used it for. Now, because we had those unbudgeted expenses, I decided yesterday that I will, going forward, create categories for them. So we will then create, no. So next pay, well, how do I want to do it? Because we're going to go another week of until because we're not going to get another pay check until Thursday next week. And so between now and then, we may have some more unaccounted for expenses. So let me just create those categories right now. So we will do eating out, and personal. So we will set aside, so we will still set aside the $150 for gas. And we will do 50 for eating out and 50 for personal. And then the 50 that we used, you know what, actually, I'm so sorry. It's not this 50. This is the 50 that we're setting aside from this check. It's the 50 from last week because we didn't spend it. Yes. So I still did this wrong again. So it's not this one. It's the 50 household from the 3rd of January that we never used. That's the one. That's right here. So this 50 we want to keep because we're pulling it from this check. So we haven't spent it yet. We spent the last week's 50. Okay, so let me just fix it again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so unorganized. This is why I don't budget. It's so hard for me, but it is so necessary. Because previously I would do nothing and not know what I'm doing, and my money is just disappearing. And I'm like, why don't I have extra? And now that I'm budgeting, I'm getting frustrated by it, and it's okay. I just need to stay with it, and it'll get better, right? It should get better for me. So this is household. Let me put this back as household. Okay, so here's what we got. We set aside the $150 for gas out of this check. We're setting aside another $50 for household, a $50 for eating out, and a $50 for personal. And what I'll try to do going forward is just keep these categories in, and we'll set money aside weekly. Because like I said yesterday, we do have haircuts throughout the month. And yes, we do eat out from time to time. We don't always give money, but we never know when we will. So yeah. All right, so let's just add everything up. So we have, so what is this? That's $300. So we'll subtract $300 from this. So that brings it down to $460.30. Okay. I don't know why this was so hard. It's just basic math, and I struggled. So $760.30 minus these four categories leaves us at $460.30, which is our rollover. And this rollover is just going to help us pay a card off at the end of the month. So before we actually pay a card off, we're just going to keep rolling it until we get to the end of the month, and then we will look to pay off a card. So I'm excited because we got a little bit of extra to pay a card off. And January is a magic month, so I will get 2 paychecks on what did I say? Thursday next week and Friday next week, so 16th and 17th, we'll get 2 checks there. And then we will get another check on the 25th, and then we'll get 2 more checks on the 30th and 31st. So that's more than enough to satisfy all of our needs for this month and extra to knock out a card. So I am so excited because as long as I've been, well, it hasn't been that long. I only started budgeting in December. I think I did my first debt confession on the last day in November. So I got through all of December. Here we are in January. And so far so good. It's just that it takes a lot of effort and intention to really manage your numbers. And it's annoying at times, it's frustrating, but it's what's best. It's what's best for my husband and I. And if we want to meet our long-term goals of becoming debt-free and paying down our mortgage, we've got to get this under control. So anyway, tomorrow I will probably upload a video on creating a meal plan for next week. And I planned on doing a grocery haul on Sunday, but if you watch my last grocery haul, you know I've spent double the amount. I spent like $300, so technically I should not need to do a grocery haul this coming Sunday. But maybe I'll figure out another video for that day, which is Sunday, and then we'll still meal plan since we have so much food. So thank you so much for coming back to watch my video, and I hope you enjoyed my struggle with this video. Please consider subscribing, and until tomorrow, bye for now.